You ask, why is it that some people who barely understand any technical skills can still stand in positions of leadership? That question is like asking why a general who sits in a command room, who has not fired a single shot with their own hands for years, can still command a group of sharpshooters who can take a life from miles away. Why a hospital director who spends all day staring at financial reports, who has long forgotten how to hold a scalpel, can still manage a team of surgeons known for having the hands of God. You feel this is deeply unreasonable, and you cannot help but ask, how can outsiders lead experts? This happens because your eyes are still fixed on the crosshair inside the sniper scope, still focused on the scalpel resting on the operating table. You believe that a perfect headshot or a single stitch that decides life or death must be the most important and most honorable things in the world. This is a classic illusion, the illusion of the technical expert. It is also the most brutal and, at the same time, the most common deception in this world. Today, I want to tell you a story about a shipyard. Imagine this. There is a massive shipyard with thousands of workers inside. Among them, there is one group that the entire shipyard takes pride in. They are the craftsmen. They can turn rotten wood into a surface shinier than a mirror. They can hammer warped steel plates until every seam fits perfectly. Some of them can even listen to an engine and tell you exactly which screw has come loose. And you are the best among them. Your name is Wright. The name comes from Old English, meaning a builder who turns ideas into reality. Your understanding of ships has reached a near instinctive level. With your eyes closed, you can sketch an entire massive vessel, every beam of the keel, every bolt exactly where it belongs. Your belief in life is simple. Ships are everything. To build a ship well is the greatest contribution one can make to this world. You despise foremen who cut corners. You look down on engineers who sit in offices drawing blueprints but have never even touched a plane. In your eyes, only people like you were truly born for ships. The owner of the shipyard is a mysterious figure. You rarely see him. You only know that he lives in the largest house on top of the hill. You have always assumed that he must be a master craftsman himself. Otherwise, how could he possibly run a shipyard this large? Then, one day, a newcomer arrives. He looks polished, well-groomed, nothing like you in your oil-stained uniforms. He wears a clean shirt and shoes polished to a shine. His job is not on the production line, nor on the docks. He simply accompanies the owner, walking and talking around the yard. Sometimes he even steps into your break room, offering cigarettes, pouring tea, almost excessively polite. He asks you, "Master Wright, your craftsmanship is remarkable. Tell me, between the timber from our yard and the timber from Mr. Wang's in the next town, which do you think is better?" He asks another senior worker, "Jack, I heard you sailed along the Yangtze when you were young. Do the docks there favor ships from our yard?" Soon you notice something. Not a single question he asks has anything to do with technique. They are all casual, everyday conversations. You reach a conclusion. He's a flatterer, a rich kid who got in through connections, just here to coast. Deep down, you despise him. Privately, you give him a nickname, Link, a connector, someone who only deals in relationships. In short, someone who knows nothing. 6 months later, something shocking happens. The owner retired. The successor is not you, Wright, or the most senior engineer. It is the man you despised most, Link. The craftsman exploded in outrage. Why him? He knows nothing about ships. He can't even tell basic structures apart. You refuse to accept it. You unite and go to confront him. You, right, slam your hand on the table and say to Link, now sitting in the owner's chair, if you want this shipyard to survive, you must agree to 3 conditions. First, all craftsmen get a 30% raise. Second, all ship designs must be reviewed by us first. Third, you stay out of everything on the production line. You believe you have cornered him because you are the only ones who can build ships. Without you, this place is nothing but scrap metal. But Link simply listens quietly. Then he smiles. Let me tell you 3 stories. The first story, timber. He looks at you, right, and begins slowly. You just asked me whose timber is better, ours or Mr. Wang's in the next town. You really think I don't know? Our timber comes from the South Seas. It's sold to us by a warlord named General Power. We buy it at 80% of market price. The condition is simple. Every year, we build 3 unregistered speedboats for free, used to transport private goods. Mr. Wang's timber, on the other hand, comes from government forests. It's sold at full price, but his son married the niece of a high-ranking official, so government orders always go to him first. Link looks at you and asks, now tell me, which timber is better? You know which wood is harder, which lasts longer. That is called technique. But I need to know who stands behind each shipment, who owes favors to whom, and who is hiding a knife. That is called relationships. If we cut off General Power's timber, this shipyard will be burned to the ground by unknown raiders tomorrow. If we take Mr. Wang's orders, next month we'll be shut down for failing safety inspections. I don't know how to plane wood, but I know how to make sure you always have wood to plane. The second story, the dock. Link turns to Jack. Jack, you said the docks on the Yangtze recognize our ships, but what you don't know is that the docks have a new boss. The old boss was the owner's brother. The new one is called Boss Coin. The first thing he did after taking power was eliminate the old network. Now, any merchant fleet using our ships gets inspected every time they cross his territory. Each inspection lasts weeks. A ship can be perfect in quality, but if it can't be sold, it's nothing but rusting steel. Link pauses. Do you know what I've been doing these past 6 months? I went to the province capital drinking with Coin's uncle. More than 50 kilograms of alcohol. The money I spent could have built another shipyard. Eventually, Coin agreed to meet me. Next week, I go alone to a banquet, a trap disguised as hospitality. If it works, our ships keep sailing. If it fails, next month everyone goes hungry. You know how to build ships well. That is called product. I know how to sell ships without having them sunk. That is called market. I may not know how to sail a ship, but I know how to make sure your ships have somewhere to go. The third story, you. Link looks at you all. His expression hardens. Right, do you really think you're united? Your son is getting married. You're short on wedding money. You want a raise. I understand. Jack's daughter is sick. Medical bills are a bottomless pit. He also wants a raise. And Chance, the gambler, lost 1 million. He doesn't want a raise. He wants 3 years of salary in advance. I refused. That's why he's shouting the loudest today. And the man standing in the corner, Shadow, he works for me. I know every complaint, every grievance. In return, I promised him a foreman position within 2 years. Link stands up. His voice turns cold. You think you are fighting for dignity, but to me,
Every one of you has a price. If I agree today, tomorrow Jack will bring another group with even bigger demands. The day after that, Chance will drill a hole in a ship's hull because I refuse to pay his debts. You know how to assemble parts into a ship. That is called engineering. I know how to assemble a group of people with conflicting desires. That is management. I don't know how to use people, but I know how to use human nature. Link finishes. The room falls silent. For the first time, you truly understand something. This world has never been driven by technique alone.
Its real operating system is relationships, markets, and human nature. Technique is merely the lowest layer of this vast, complex, and brutal game, the most basic and the easiest to replace. You can build the best ships in the world, but he decides whether ships are built, what kind of ships, where the money comes from, and who buys them. You control execution. He controls definition and distribution. An executor, no matter how skilled, is still a tool. A manager, whether or not they understand the tool, is the one who uses it. The most tragic thing in this world is not that tools are imperfect. It is that tools believe they are the master. So we return to the original question. Why can people who do not understand technology be leaders? Because leadership has never been about solving technical problems. It is about people, resources, and fate. While you, the technical geniuses, are still obsessed with improving precision by another 0.01 millimeter, he is already at the table, smiling, drinking glass after glass of the alcohol that decided your future long ago. You think he doesn't deserve it. He thinks you are ridiculous. That is the difference between two worlds.